Yo, what's going on, True Blazer fans? It's Tori, and I'm back with another Monday mailbag. Now, before we jump into this week's mailbag, I got a couple things to get out of the way like I always do. First off, I'm going to start doing weekly game recaps instead of game-by-game game recaps. I'm gonna do weekly game recaps probably every Sunday is when I'm going to drop them. The first one is going to come out tomorrow on Tuesday. I needed a little bit of time to actually get some footage together because these weekly recaps will allow me to go a lot more in depth with footage, focus a lot more on trends and style of play instead of kind of rehashing the same stuff game after game. So the first one will be coming tomorrow on a Tuesday, but then from there on, expect them on Sunday, maybe Saturday, sometime during the weekend. Obviously, it depends on when games are. That doesn't mean I will never do game-by-game game recaps. For big marquee games or big wins, I might surprise you guys with a game recap. For example, when we won at Golden State off of that Dame 3, that's the type of game I might surprise you guys with a game recap for. And then if we also have only 2 games in the week, I will probably do a couple game recaps instead of just a weekly recap, just because it's so spread out and I'd actually have the time to be able to do it. At the end of January and start of February, I think we have like 3 games in the course of 12 days or so. It's crazy. I've never seen such a dead stretch during that part of the year. So during that stretch, I'll probably do game recaps, but don't really expect game recaps from me anymore. Expect weekly recaps. That way I won't be overpromising, because that's something I've always done. I always kind of try and take too much on at once and always try and get a little bit too much out to you guys and always end up uploading a day or 2 later than I want to. You guys can't really rely on when I say a video is going to come out because of that. So there's a lot of reasons why I'm switching over to weekly recaps. I hope you guys enjoy the content. It'll be a lot more quality instead of quantity. I'll still be doing Monday mailbags, some Blazers polls. That'll drop sometime this week. And then I'll also be doing trade ideas. And what weekly recaps will allow me to do is it'll allow me to focus more on trade rumors going up to the trade deadline, and then if something happens, I'll be able to cover a lot more relevant current news topics than I otherwise would have been able to. So other than that, make sure to like this video. It helps us get seen more on YouTube. Our views have kind of been weird lately, so if you leave a like, it could probably help us out. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. We're almost at 4.8k subs. Would like to hit 5,000 soon. That's a pretty cool milestone to hit. And the last thing before we jump into your guys' questions, make sure to leave a question down below in the comments section if you want to answer next week's Monday mailbag. If it's a trade idea question, go ask it on the most recent trade idea video. So with that being said, let's look at your questions from the past week. Chris Cheeses says, would it be a smart idea to put Nurkic with the bench unit for periods to provide a passing option from the high post, for example? This would give us a break from Turner and let us run Jake Layman, who has proven to be an aggressive cutter with shooters on the court like Curry. Pause the video if you want to read the rest of the comment, but I actually proposed this as an idea on Twitter about a couple weeks ago. I think Jake Layman is a better option than Evan Turner, but we kind of need Evan Turner's skill set as the playmaker off the bench, especially since we're not staggering Dame and CJ. Having Nurkic, though, would mean Curry could kind of run some point, but then enter it into the high post and Nurkic could go to work on a bench big man, and then you could have Seth Curry kind of running around screens as a lethal shooting threat. Jake Layman's a great cutter. I think it would work well. You'd probably have to play him 6 minutes, sub him out for 3 minutes, then sub him back in with the bench unit, and then the second half, I don't know how that'd work because you want him finishing the game, so I don't know how it'd work with rest, but it's not a bad idea. And if our bench starts struggling like it was earlier this season and we're not getting anything from that unit, it would be a decent experiment to try for a few games. I don't think we'll end up doing it though, because we have a much easier schedule in January, and a schedule that I think our bench won't really have much trouble against. Dylan Block says, what is your opinion on Chad from Rip City Drive in the 5th quarter from what he says about the team? Now, Chad's been trolling me on Twitter. I don't know why Chad's been trolling me on Twitter, because I actually like Chad. Chad's where I'm from. He's from Vancouver. His son goes to the high school that I went to. I think Chad is smart enough to hold down that gig that he has. I think he knows basketball at a decent level. I think he undervalues defense because he hates way too much on Aminu and Harkless. He thinks Harkless has been terrible so far this season, and I think Harkless has been absolutely tremendous on defense. While his offense still isn't really what you'd want from that position, his defense is exactly what you want. And with Aminu and them being switchable, being able to guard multiple positions, you need that when you got a backcourt like Dame and CJ. In my opinion, Chad underrates that. On Twitter, he was just bashing Aminu with his ball handling and his dribble drive, and Aminu's improved a lot on that this year. He has obviously worked a ton on his ball handling and his dribble drive game, and I think he deserves props for that. Stats say he's one of our most effective players off the drive. Doesn't turn over the ball much, scores a decent amount, shoots a good percentage, but Chad was making fun of Aminu for turning the ball over off drives, which is something he hasn't done this year. And I offered to give Chad some stats saying that Aminu was better off the dribble this year, and he started trolling me. But what Chad doesn't know is my troll game is strong. So if he wants to have a friendly little trolling battle on Twitter, I'm down. But honestly though, I like listening to Chad. He's pretty much the only guy I can listen to in our media. I respect him, so maybe my tone will be different after he tries to troll me too much, but for now, I like Chad doing. Definitive 1 back again. Part 1. Nurkic has been quite a force lately and still has a lot of learning / growing to do. Can he sustain this level or maybe even increase his level of production? I think Nurkic can. This has been a level in his development that I hoped would come last year, but it's been a level in his development that I've been expecting. Over the second half of last season, he was kind of playing like this and it wasn't really getting noticed. He wasn't getting fed enough to really put out the tremendous stat lines that he's been putting out lately. And right now he's playing with a confidence that I've never seen him have before. So if that's all it is confidence and he just needed to get enough touches to feel confident to produce at this high level, I think he can sustain it. I think a lot of it is mental with use of Nurkic, a lot of it is decision making, a lot of it is being methodical, slowing down, making the right moves instead of trying to rush shots. All those things are fixable and he's improved a lot on them in the past few games. Part 2, should Stotts be running more sets going through Nurk offensively? I think guys tend to cut to the rim more when Nurk, and to a lesser extent Zach, are passing out of the high and low post. Agree or disagree? I 100% agree. It's hard when you have Dame or CJ with the ball because guys are so used to them just driving the lane, trying to create something out of nothing, isolating. So guys tend to just try and spot up, stand around, wait for those guys to do something. When Nurk has the ball, they know that he's looking for them. They set screens for each other. They cut well. They play the style of basketball I've been asking for all season. So I think feeding Nurk is a great thing for our offense because not only can he score in the low post, and not only is he doing it at a very high level right now, but he's also passing the ball very, very well. I would like to see us develop a cross screen set for him, maybe get a switch and get him a mismatch in the low post, and if not, get him a low better position than we normally do. Too often we just dribble the ball up and then try and throw it in. The defense knows it's coming and they'll push Nurk 15 feet away from the rim and they'll try and deny that pass. I think setting a cross screen for Nurkic would be a great way to get him with good low post position and create a better entry pass. So that's actually all the questions that I have that weren't trade questions. If you don't already know, I'm doing a trade ideas video where I take some of your trade ideas and trade suggestions and I talk about them. I can take those from here, but I'd prefer if you guys went and asked those questions on the trade ideas video. Makes it easier for me to go through them and answer them. If you have a non-trade related question, make sure to leave it in the comment section below and I will answer it next week. So anyway, thank you for all your support, True Blazer fans. I'm really looking forward to 2019 and some of the things that I have planned. All the hours that I put into this, your guys' support makes it worth it for me. I really feel like we're building a true community here at True Blazer Fan, and I really enjoy it. So anyway, thank you all. Have a great week, True Blazer fans. Peace out. Go Blazers.